So we're starting now 4.2. We're in the chapter called Linear Equations and Inequalities in Two Variables. And in section 2, we're going to continue our pursuit of graphing linear equations, this time using intercepts. And we'll define what those are in just a moment, if you don't recall already. Let's keep the goal in mind. We are looking to get really good at graphing linear equations. Get my pen going here. There we go. Graphing linear equations, meaning equations that are going to create a line on the graph. And in fact, we want to become experts at it. Because we're going to start Math 65, right off the bat in Chapter 5 with bringing our knowledge of graphing lines to be able to solve what we're going to call a system of equations. So this Chapter 4 feeds right into a smooth, successful start to Math 65. So do your best to keep on pace, keep yourself with a good help resource. Make sure that you get those questions answered right away and start practicing and reviewing and rehearsing for the test. It'll be our third test. This is the last new material we're covering is Chapter 4. So far what we've done in Chapter 4 is to graph a line by finding several points on that line. And then we connect the dots. And we are using a table for that, where we pick 5 x values. Our habit that we're developing is to pick 2 negatives, 0, and 2 positives. So we get kind of a variety and we can really see where that line is. And then we plug in to get our y value. So we pick 5 x values and we plug them into the equation to get our y values. Then we have 5 pairs of points. We have 5 x, y pairs. Put x in, get y out. Okay. So then we plot those x, y pairs as points on the graph. And then we connect the dots. So that's what we did in 4.1. That's a recap of that. Now we're going to take it up a notch. As we work to become expert graphers, we want to, expert usually also indicates that you're becoming more and more efficient at something. So in our goal to become efficient, we're going to today talk about that you really only need 2 points to draw a line. We've been doing 5 in the table. It helps us catch any errors from inputting values because we're expecting a straight line. So if you make any arithmetic errors, doing 5 different points would help show if one had an error in it. But now we're going to refine that method, and we really only need 2 points to be able to draw a line. You find one point, you find another point, you connect them with a straight line and continue the ends with little arrows, and you've got a picture of the entire line. Okay? So if we really only need 2 points, the efficiency person in us, as well as the person that wants to be able to make sure we get the answers correct, we want to go for the easiest values to plug in. Okay, the ones that we're not going to make the mistakes on. Go for the easiest values to plug in. And what would be the easiest to plug in? Well, the negatives, the 0, the positives. It's easiest to plug in 0. So what we're going to do is, instead of picking 5 x's and finding y's, we're going to pick 1 x, make it 0, plug it in and find our y. Turn around then and pick a y value of 0, plug it in and solve for x. And those are called the x-intercepts and the y-intercept. So the x-intercept is the point where the line crosses the x-axis. Okay? And it's the point that has a number in the x value and a 0 for the y value or the y coordinate. Okay, it's always a number comma 0. That's the x-intercept, where it crosses the x-axis. The way you find that is you let y equals 0 and then you find x using the equation, using the linear equation. Okay. So then the y-intercept is just going to be that same concept, only now the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So the y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. It would be the point where there's a 0 value for x and some other number for y. So it stays right there on the at the origin and then goes up and down somewhere on the y-axis. For the x-intercept, it goes somewhere left to right on the x-axis and then stays put. It stays on that x-axis. So to find the x-intercept, if we let y equal 0 then find x, we'll do the exact opposite to find the y-intercept. We're going to let x equal 0. And then we'll find y, of course, again, using the equation. Okay, so this is just some background information. We're going to practice getting used to what intercepts are and then graphing using this method as we continue through these pages. So I'll see you at the next video where we start looking at identifying intercepts.